In fact, as far as the meeting that's going to take place on Friday, when you have the oil companies coming and meeting President Trump, they're essentially going to discuss how exactly are they going to continue with the supply chain. That's point number one. So it's very clear that the United States of America is largely going to control the oil supply. Of course, the Energy Secretary thereafter stated that whatever money is being made will eventually come back to the Venezuelans, is exactly what Chris Wright had to say. It could sound as bizarre as it is right now, because it seems almost all the oil tankers have they are at bay. They're not being allowed to move ahead. In fact, it has been completely choked is the sense that we get. That's what is being largely reported by various Western media outlets also. But having said that, can I also bring in Ambassador Vohra? Ambassador Vohra, on the day when President Maduro was ousted, you essentially said that finally here is a man who is strong enough to take this decision. But effectively, what are we seeing? It was never about drug trafficking. It was always about oil. Today, United States of America is going to take full control of the oil supply chain.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be on your channel. I was just wondering, have the sanctions on Venezuelan oil been removed, which had earlier been put in place when Maduro was the president? I don't know if there is an official decree saying that oil is no longer sanctioned. Second, sir, in normal circumstances, ships on the high seas can be seized if there is danger of piracy or there is contraband stuff or they are violating coastal laws, etc. And in situations of war, of course, you can seize the other country's commercial vehicles. I don't know if this is happening, commercial vessels being seized, whether there is a declaration of war. Given the circumstances, more than taking Venezuelan oil, I understand is a statement by the United States, by America, by President Donald Trump, that I can do what I want on the high seas. United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and everything else be damned. I just do it my way. And that seems to be it. They've been chasing this ship for a long time, from what I understand, Maduro was ousted. And then now they have boarded it. We don't even know how much oil there was or what was on this. The Russian response has been very mild, leading me to suspect that they're not unduly concerned. The Chinese haven't said anything so far. It's a very complicated situation at this time. And probably by the time this broadcast ends or later in the evening, we might get some more news. Before I hand over to you, sir, just wanted to say that I have some other disturbing news. I don't know whether you will hear about it tonight, but I believe Iran is the target tonight. There's a meeting going on somewhere, so I was informed, in Washington, and they might just decide. It's always been known that whenever the Israeli Prime Minister goes to meet President Trump, strong action comes a few days later. They were together 10 days ago. I don't know what's going to happen. But as far as seizure of the ships is concerned, is it a violation of international law? Were they indulging in piracy? Were they violating any coastal laws? It's not yet clear. What is clear is that President Trump is hell-bent on asserting his predominance on the oceans. That seems very clear.
Yes. I want to bring in Charles Kupchan. Charles,